Ave Proma indeed, Morcal. Welcome back to PRoman Empire. We march on. Maybe we should have a bit of a recap as to where we are, because it feels like I haven't played this in a decade. We are Prom. This is not a custom nation. That's the most asked question about this campaign. Prom starts as a one-province minor over here in Burma, always overshadowed by their neighbour Tangu, but we were the one that crushed them. We crushed the whole region, made our way over to Europe, and we've been gobbling it up. Throwing caution to the wind. We are not very popular in Europe, but soon we will be Europe, so let's not worry too much about that. We are facing coalition war after coalition war. In fact, right now we are eating two of those. Mecklenburg has gathered together a very small confederation of states wanting to push me back. Of note, Venice is in them, and Venice happens to have some cores of our delightful subject Croatia, so I think this could be almost the end of Venice. I don't think I'll be taking Figeac off of them. That's assuming I win the war, because we have another considerably larger coalition war happening right now. It was Baden that pulled the trigger on this one. They brought in a whole host of people. In fact, that's the bulk of people that I'm at war with right now. We can see all of those nations here. It's a lot of miners in Germany, which is a pain. And it's also Iberia after me here, both the Portuguese and the Castilians, and their overseas dependents. Harumph. But even with those wars going on, we decided to hell with it, and we declared war on Tunis as well. Why did I declare on them at that time? I don't know, I'm sure I had good reason. But what we're doing in this campaign is trying to take lands that are at least feasibly true to historical Roman growth. So we united, well, what was my order thing here? I've lost the starting point. But what we have here is we took Greece but not Istanbul, the Adriatic. Next up is the area of Tunis, and from there on we can take mainland Iberia and western Anatolia. So that'll be why I declared war on Tunis. I want this area and this area only. But we got a lot of war to suss out, and we're just going to have to go with it. Just have to trust past Jake's decisions. Past Jake usually causes a lot of trouble for future Jake. But that's okay, I'm present Jake, I'm sure I'll get away with it. Right, what's happening now? What do I even want to do? Yeah, indeed. Well, I'm looking at you, Majorca. I'm noticing that you are a bit isolated, and we don't seem to have a truce, so I'm going to actually build a spy network on you before I forget. And I'm going to get rid of the spy network I'm building on Tunis, because I've already declared war on them. And much as spy network helps with sieging, I'd rather have my many diplomats work on improving relations, integrating my subject, building spy networks where they can be useful, that sort of stuff. What's the situation on the battlefield, though? The Iberians tend to be busy around here. That's fine, I have a nice fort that'll keep them busy if they ever go for it. Unfortunately, separatists are on it, so I'm going to go crush the separatists and then come back. I have quite a bit of army around here. I think I wanted to relieve the sieges happening in Greece because they're blocking my coring. I wonder what would be faster, going there or just trotting along over here. Probably trotting along, to be honest. Let's get you over there, and let's get our boats taking us quickly over to Croatia, and then we just pop on over and deal with that. I'm quite confident that my nation can hold out defensively. We have defensive edict. We have level 4 fort, and it's just Germans. Come on, the Germans wouldn't know how to siege if it slapped them in the face. Okay, so I had allies once upon a time. Sweden was one of those allies, and Sweden have now peaced out. What happened? Sweden have been forced to pay, and pay lots, so Sweden's probably going to go bankrupt. They were pretty much fully occupied by Baden, but nobody wanted their land. That's fine, because, well, Russia is just ensnaring them, as it should be. Yeah, I don't have allies anymore. I probably never will. Who were Rome allied with at their height? In Hadrian times. I just don't know. There's somebody else that's still an ally in the war with me, and that is Brandenburg. I don't think Brandenburg's going to hold on much longer. Now, it's worth noting that if I wanted out of this war, I could just offer up Brandenburg's land, and yeah, that would almost do it. A few more months, and I'm sure that would do it. However, I'm not in this war to lose, I'm in this war to win. And in this war, I would quite like to continue on with my taking of Italy. You see, Tyrol, Südtirol, and Linz are actually part of Greater Italia, because the winners draw the maps. Trade protection shouldn't be a problem. That said, not worrying about that. It's not like money is a problem right now. Depends if you call client kingdoms allies, Jake. If yes, then Iberia, the Cox ones, Armenia, and blah, aka Crimea. Well, the more you know. Alright, it's nice not having the big ones of Ottomans and Britain coming at me. That said, why is Britain not coming at me? They hate my guts. We don't have a truce. I guess they've just been too busy, which is fine by me. A lot of hostile sieges going on. Why? Oh yeah, Tyrol. I shouldn't take my eyes off Tyrol too much. It's a mountainous fort controlled by me, so it's good to fight against. But these are just battles that I'm going to enjoy down the line, and I'm not really concerned about Portugal. It's not like I can separate piece them out thanks to the coalition. I'm just wanting to get my 50 war score so that I can start taking these guys for all they're worth. And I will take them for all they're worth. But firstly, I need to liberate these lands so that they're not giving me grief. The culture in Tyrol and Linz say otherwise. Oh no, I see Venetian culture right there. Alright, what am I even thinking here? It might take me a wee bit to get back into the flow of this, but the flow will return. It always does. Oh man, just as I was saying, I wonder if Britain will ever join that coalition against me. They just did. It's alright, we've dealt with the British before, we can deal with them again. The only thing I'm really unpleased about when it comes to Britain is the strength of their navy. We're not really able to punch too heavily on the seas. I'd like to punch a lot heavier, but the best we can do is kind of seal off the Straits of Gibraltar so that we don't have those pesky little nations coming in and landing on us. But what we have right now, where some people just do nasty things to me here. And since I don't have maritime ideas like we did in the Naxos campaign, I don't freely replenish my ships when they're in supply range in sea zones. Yeah, everybody's saying Happy New Year to all of you as well. I hope 2020 is good. What more can I say than that? I do hope it is good. Not liking these Greeks, least of all because they're spreading Greek cores. If I was to consider releasing a Greece, and I don't think I will, then I would like to, you know, take some fresh land like this and then release it. No, I don't think we'll release Greece. There's just no point. Not liking these guys being in the mountains, but there's a lot of mountains around here. Not much can be done about that. I'll just engage them, whatever. I'm not drowning in manpower right now, but I'm sure we'll live. I need these cores done though. This is a very aggressive campaign in terms of taking land, which means I have a lot of admin I have to spend, a lot of coring I have to do, and that takes time as well. They're 14 and 7, so I can quite easily free up some units to get de-sieging. Von Dougals, make us proud. I think I've watched Jake for 5+ years at this point, says Land of the Noble, and this is the first time I've caught a live stream. Well, hot damn. Well, welcome aboard. I'm always happy for people to ascend away from YouTube scrubbery and actually join for the live streams. Feels good. Alright, Scipio's well advised. That'll be good when they come to power, eventually. So I want this land all taken back, and then hopefully we just get... a lot of you got banged up, didn't you? Quite confident they'll come and re-siege this, but as long as I get these cores going, it's all okay. After all, the Ottoman Empire appears to give military access to anybody and everybody around here. which isn't very nice of them. There we go, get those cores going again. It won't take very long because I have a lot of modifiers to drag down the length and the cost of coring my provinces. Damn it all. They got their land back. Well, they think it's their land. Let's go and pay them a bit of a visit. Always get your 10s to 1s, especially in a coalition war. Alright, good, we got this land right back. There. Let's get them all back so that we can go back on the aggression in Italia. It's very important to win your battles in a coalition war. Very, very important. And I'm actually just going to go out of my way to engage with the Portuguese over there in Toulouse. Easy war score. And the moment you get 50 war score, the enemies lose their massive coalition war minus 30 keenness for peace. So when I bring these folks back and these folks back, I'll have everything I need to push people out of northern Italy. Because they don't deserve to be in northern Italy. They deserve to die. Jake, what's the idea that you can take? So I could take naval drill, but I don't have much incentive to take that idea right now. Finishing off my quality ideas will unlock a superb policy, monthly war exhaustion and dip rep. I'll probably want that forever. I would happily lose one of my mercenaries for that. In fact, yeah, I would lose the record keeping act for that, because we're not using mercenaries in this campaign. That was never something we were intending to have as part of the run, but it just worked out that way. I'm a bit out of my stut when it comes to thinking about religion and conversions in my subject. When in doubt, we'll look at it. We'll look at it this way. First of all, what do I need to do in my own country? There's quite a bit, including these ones, but they get sieged down so much it might not be. Yeah, what the hell? La Mancha should be done, because that's our good old gold mine, and that intolerance takes away from the goods produced. Oh, hang on. There's one sorry soul that hasn't made it yet. Get yourselves over here. Get fully reinforced. Because we've got hunting to do. The reason I can be so aggressive in this campaign, and also part of the reason why I was so aggressive, was to gain this wall against my enemies. It's very hard to cross into Italy when you have to get through these choke points. Really, you could lock off most of Italy, just a single fort in Medina, but that would be a bit dangerous against so many people. But one fort here, and one fort here gives us 2 mountainous and 1 hilly fort that people have to get through to come in. On top of that, we also have Treviso, and with the advantage we have Tyrol as well. So what I'm going to do is take my units and smash into them in these... oh, what you doing fighting me here, sunshine? Uh-oh. Well, they're reinforcing defeat, so hopefully we'll just crush them. Maybe even sink another flagship. Goddamn Portuguese. Well, such is what they get. Poor guys, they try so hard. But they fail. Right, so we've got one of our armies back in. I could go smashing straight into the enemy right now. There's very little reason for me not to. I can't see anybody that's going to reinforce, so Cate Lars, you get on that. And then there's plenty of supply in Cremona, so take care of that. The forts will largely take care of any provinces that do get occupied. They'll flip them back. I'm very confident in the defense that we have here. Alright, let's get those damaged ships over here. The real act of what these guys are doing is stopping any of these annoying little, well, they're not so little now, are they? But the likes of New Castile and Gamp Granada down there, they'll happily send their boats in to try and land units over in Italy, and I'm having none of that. But by keeping our modest navy sealing off the Mediterranean, we shouldn't have to worry about that. My manpower kind of blows a lot. I like reinforced speed, but I think we'll go for national manpower right now. I wouldn't mind squeezing a bit out of the nobility as well, but they don't have a lot of influence over my country for reasons largely unknown. How about the clergy, though? Nothing special going on there. The burghers could always cough it up, and I wouldn't mind them coughing it up. So give me that dip. I've been short on dip for far too long. Alright, Brunswick. Which war are they in? Ah, excellent. They're in the Baden War. We currently have 30 war score from battles. We can punch that up to 40. And we have 10 for the war goal. We can punch that up to 25. I'm very confident that we will win this war and we will take this land off of Austria. However, I need to actually have this land fully cored. Oh, that's right. We already had Wallonia cored. Ah, yes, there was a much earlier war. It's coming back to me. Okay, I'm not suspecting anybody's going to jump in on this, so we'll just take the battle. Happy New Year, Jake, says Bacon Angel. Well, whoa, that's not so happy. What's this? Great Britain has declared war with coalition, but they're alone. That's actually very annoying. I wanted peace soon, and I very much did not want Great Britain getting involved on the seas. That British Navy is too much for me to get cocky about, so let's just mop up some of these guys and head back to PRoman. Dang, that is a bit of a pain, but oh well. How's the hangover? Nah, hangover's fine. Wasn't that bad. Okay, well, while we're on Operation Mop Up, let's mop up some of these suckers. Hilly terrain isn't the best fight I could take, but against 12,000 Bavarians, I think we're in a good place. I got plenty of backup here, and in fact, I'm going to send von Douglas to take care of this fort, because I don't want that mountainous fort falling either. It's a bit of a bummer on the manpower, but we could always slacken recruitment to do a bit better. Oh my, they got reinforced there. Austrians. How were the Highlands? Exactly as they've always been. It was a very peaceful time. Alright, well, Treviso's down. It's going to take all that back, and we just about have the war score to wrap up this war. This is all I intend on taking. Like I said, we're not going for outrageously aggressive borders, not just yet, at least. I don't like the look of this, though. Lorraine are on their way down here, and that's very not where I want them to be. I mean, I could, well, there are lots of things I could do. I could just march straight down there to give them a run for their money. I don't need to occupy lanes right now, after all. Okay, Catty's got 3 maneuver. They should be fine on their way over there. Mopping up the Navy is doing just fine. Take care of both of these. I don't think the British will be mobilized here just yet. Hopefully the British don't get in the way of me making my way down to... Oh, jings, they ran away. These guys are pathetic. Truly pathetic. Okay, well, back to the high supply limit of our cozy corner then. Haha, they know I'm coming. They realize what a bad idea this is. If I siege down Baden, I'd probably get an even more favorable peace deal, so I think I will. That said, though, I'm probably going to be fine with what I have. Probably not worth the effort. We'll just hold true where we are right now. I do need to take care of Venice and Venetian friends. Because Venice is in this punitive war. I gotta take care of that. I do need a moment of peace, especially when I integrate Catalonia, because I want to heavily reduce autonomy to get a lot of absolutism. That is on the menu. So I'm also making my claims on Greece here. When in doubt, have more claims. Oh god, Litouans around here as well. Again, I'm not terribly afraid of these battles. Oh. Especially when they hand it to me in farmlands. Uh-oh, that's not so good. There were a lot more reinforcements coming in than I had anticipated. However, that worked for me. They dropped the siege, and that means that it flipped to Croatia. You know, my subject. I'm not confident that I've got this battle. I took a river crossing to get here, and we're rolling a bit terribly. And again, these are Romans. PRomans. Oh, nice. That's an excellent bit of war score to add to the pile. Something lost me a bunch of war score here, though. I can only assume that my loser ally lost some battles there, or got occupied. When Brandenburg gets pieced out of the war, and I suspect they will very soon, it's going to flip the war score in my favour. So that works actually pretty dang well for me. And this works pretty well as well. That was the capital of Venice, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's over here, and their garrison is next to nothing. So I should be able to take this incredibly quickly, and that'll help out in this coalition war. Also, another battle in our favour, and this one's in the mountains. I think that's my manpower tapped, though. Nice. And that's us getting some war score on the Mecklenburg punitive war. It's the Mecklenburg war, but I think of it more as the Venetian one, because in this war, of all these people that are involved, Venetian provinces are the only ones that are on the menu. For now, at least. Alright, let's take Leon... Oh, man. Could you get off of there, please? I don't want to sit around here choking on attrition. We have enough problems as it is when it comes to manpower. Yeah, that last bit of war score has proven a little tricky to get, and that means they still have that massive 30 coalition war thing, and relative strength of alliances is killing me because so many people are at war with me. They think they're making gains. They're very wrong, but Burgos fell as well. We're not invincible. There are a lot of them, sire. When does the auto declare war? Well, not for a while. We have a lengthy truce until 33, so I need to wrap up all my wars by then. I don't want to have a repeat of the 40-year versus Ottoman war charade, but I'm pretty confident I can get this war done in that time. Bavarians on their way down. Where's my war score going here? It's not so good that Castile are making gains on that mountainous fort down there. In fact, quite a few of my forts are crumbling, which is very bad news for me. I don't like the Bavarians heading down there one bit. Oof, we didn't get it. That's not good at all. I'm not spending loads to take this, but them occupying that land would be a royal shame for me. Alright, I do want lanes. Oh, well, that helps a lot. With Brandenburg out of the war, I am just shy of the 50% war score that I need. In fact, if I could just